Our story begins in the deep, silent timber of the northern wilderness. Here, the snow acts as a dampener, swallowing sound, making the forest feel empty. But it is not empty. A seasoned alpha wolf is on patrol. He is the architect of his pack's survival. Look at him. He moves with a liquid grace, his paws spreading slightly to distribute his weight over the snow crust. Every muscle is taut, every sense dialed to maximum voltage. He isn't just walking, he is reading the news of the forest. His nose, a marvel of evolution, deciphers a complex map of scents, the urine marker of a rival pack, the fierce sweat of a snowshoe hare, and the metallic tang of imminent danger. He is protecting the most precious cargo in the wild, the pups. They are the future, vulnerable and clumsy, hidden away in the den. The alpha's presence radiates authority. He carries the weight of unwavering responsibility. In the wild, leadership isn't a title, it's a burden. If he fails, the bloodline ends. But the forest has other masters. Deep in the periphery, a massive shape shifts. A grizzly bear, gaunt and irritable, stirs from hibernation. The winter has been long, and his fat reserves are critically low. He is a biological engine running on fumes, driven by a singular, maddening hunger. The wind shifts. It carries a scent that triggers a dopamine rush in the bear's starving brain, the distinct, musky smell of a wolf den. To a bear, this isn't just a scent. It's the promise of a high-calorie meal without the chase. He follows the invisible trail, a juggernaut breaking through the brush. The alpha wolf stops. His ears swivel forward. He feels the vibration in the earth before he sees the threat. The disturbance in the peace of the forest is palpable. He knows what is coming. The confrontation is inevitable. As the massive shadow of the grizzly looms between the trees, the alpha makes a split-second decision. There is no time for a council of war. He silently signals the pups, a sharp, low chuff that sends them scrambling deeper into the earth or scattering into the brush. Now the stage is set. The alpha steps into the clearing, placing himself directly in the bear's path. It is a ludicrous mismatch of physics. The bear is a siege engine, the wolf is a dagger. But the wolf doesn't need to overpower the bear, he just needs to buy time. He barks, a sharp, guttural sound that snaps the bear's focus away from the den. The bear roars, a sound that shakes the frost from the trees. The alpha stands his ground. This is a battle of wills. Can you imagine the adrenaline flooding his system right now? The bear advances. He is not afraid. In his mind, the wolf is merely an obstacle, a nuisance. But the alpha is fighting for something stronger than hunger. He is fighting for the future. As the bear lunges, the wolf moves. He is quick, precise, a blur of grey fur. He snaps at the bear's flanks, tearing at the thick hide, then dances away before the massive paw can crush his spine. It is a deadly dance. The bear presses forward, eyes locked on the hidden den, driven by instinct. The alpha launches repeated attacks, darting in and out, nipping at heels, barking, growling. He is exhausting himself, burning precious calories he cannot afford to lose. Every second he keeps the bear occupied is a second of life gifted to his pups. But how long can one wolf hold back a titan? The alpha is tiring. The bear, thick-skinned and stubborn, ignores the nips and begins to dig at the entrance of the den. Dirt and snow fly. The sanctuary is being breached. Just as hope seems to fade, shadows emerge from the trees. The pack has returned. They see the intruder. They see their leader struggling. In an instant, the dynamic shifts. They are no longer individuals. They are a single organism with many teeth. They circle the grizzly, launching coordinated assaults from all sides. One bites the rear, and as the bear turns to swat, another bites the shoulder. It is chaotic, loud, and violent. The bear, overwhelmed and realizing the cost of this meal is now too high, snorts in frustration. He turns and lumbers away, defeated not by strength, but by unity. The pups are safe, at least for now. Ask yourself this. In our own lives, how often do we try to face our grizzly bears alone? What could we achieve if we relied on our pack? We leave the dense timber and travel to a place where the earth itself breathes, Yellowstone. This is a land of contradictions, shaped by volcanic forces beneath and suffocating ice above. It is a landscape that looks like another planet. Steam rises from geothermal vents, creating pillars of white against the frozen blue sky. Winter here is not just a season, it is a tyrant. It dominates the environment, demanding absolute endurance from every creature. The weak are culled instantly. Only the adaptable remain. Look at the bison. These ancient beasts are built like tanks, designed to withstand the crushing weight of the cold. The snow is chest deep. To eat, the bison must use their massive heads as snowplows, sweeping aside tons of powder to uncover the sparse, frozen grasses beneath. It is an exhausting, calorie-draining task. They survive through sheer strength and relentless persistence. Nearby, a moose stands completely motionless. It looks like a statue carved from dark wood. This is not laziness. It is a survival tactic. Moving burns energy. In the deep winter, energy is currency. The moose is conserving its fortune, slowing its metabolism, waiting for the cold to retreat. It is a waiting game where the loser freezes to death. For the wolves of Yellowstone, winter is an opportunity. The deep snow that traps the bison becomes a weapon for the pack. We see them moving silently across the frozen plains, single file, stepping in each other's tracks to save energy. Their instincts are sharpened by the harsh conditions. They are hungry, and hunger clarifies the mind. They spot a bison herd. The ancient test resumes. The wolves do not just run in, they test the herd. They trot closer, watching for the panic response. They are looking for the weak, the old, the sick, or the young. It is cruel, yes, but it is necessary. They use strategy, fanning out to flank the herd, trying to separate a target. The chase is on. A bison stumbles in a drift. The pack descends. We will not look away, for this is nature's truth. The struggle is violent but short. The wolves' successful hunt sustains the pack in winter's grip. As they feed, steam rises from the carcass. Every part of the fallen bison becomes vital nourishment. Nothing is wasted. The meat fuels the predators, the bones will be gnawed by smaller scavengers, and what remains will return to the soil. This is the transfer of life. The bison's energy becomes the wolf's strength. In this unforgiving time of year, death for one means life for many. Yellowstone's geothermal power shapes vast canyons and steaming vents. We see herds of caribou and solitary predators navigating this shifting earth. Above the steam, the air is 20 degrees below zero. Below their hooves, the ground is boiling. It is a world where adaptation is the line between life and death. To step in the wrong place is to burn. To stop moving is to freeze. Let us shift our gaze to the smaller, silent hunters. A lynx moves through the snow with flawless stealth. It is a ghost. Its anatomy is perfectly tuned for winter hunting. Its paws are enormous, acting like natural snowshoes that keep it on top of the drifts while its prey sinks. Bobcats and other small predators employ their own specialized tactics. They are the ninjas of the forest, searching for prey beneath the snow. They do not rely on brute force like the bear or numbers like the wolf. They rely on invisibility. Out on the open tundra, the strategy changes again. Great herds of reindeer travel the frozen plains. They rely on sheer numbers and constant motion. Their migration is a living river that flows across the white landscape. They cannot hide, so they must outrun and outlast. Their clicking hooves create a rhythm that beats against the silence of the Arctic. They are constantly moving, but to stop is to invite the wolves. Back in the forest, we witness a rare sight, 2 young lynxes exploring the wilderness. They have recently left their mother. They are clumsy, playful, but the stakes are high. They are learning the skills necessary for independence. They practice pouncing on falling leaves, swatting at snowflakes.
Here in
But
the
soon,
boreal forest,
these games will
the young
turn
lynx must
deadly
quickly learn the
serious.
skills they
They
need
must
to
learn to
survive.
read scents,
Stalking
master
and
the
pouncing
terrain,
are crucial
and hone their
lessons.
reflexes for the solitary life ahead. If they fail to learn, they will starve. Let's appreciate the design of the lynx. Look at those tufted ears. They aren't just for decoration. They act as antennae, channeling sound into the ear canal, allowing the cat to hear a mouse moving under 2 feet of snow. Their whiskers feel the
Its
air
dense
currents.
coat and large,
Their powerful
snowshoe-like
hind
paws
legs are
allow it to
coiled
thrive in
springs.
deep snow.
We see a moment of grooming. Even in this harsh world, there is a hidden social order. These moments of self-care reflect the species' resilience. They are beautiful, lethal machines. If you were designed by nature, would you choose the brute strength of the bear, the teamwork of the wolf, or the stealth of the lynx? Let me know in the comments below. Part IV, Survival in the Extremes. Now we travel to the roof of the world, the Tibetan plateau. The air here is thin, the wind is relentless. Here lives the Tibetan sand fox. It looks unusual with a square face and dense fur, but it is a survival genius. It survives brutal conditions with extraordinary hearing. We watch it hunting. It tilts its head, listening not to the wind but to the earth. It hears the heartbeat of a piker beneath the frozen soil. With a precise pounce, it breaks through the crust. Success. It relies on precision, not speed. Beneath the Arctic forest floor, there is a hidden world. A network of tunnels exists under the snow, maintained by voles and lemmings. It is a sub-zero subway system. Predators like foxes and lynxes depend on detecting these nearly invisible movements. They stand on the surface, head cocked, calculating the depth and speed of the prey below. It is a game of battleships played with life and death. Further north, on the shifting sea ice, we find the Arctic fox. This small white creature is the nomad of the ice. It crosses vast expanses of frozen ocean, enduring blizzards that would kill a human in minutes. It is often starving. We see it following a polar bear. It is a dangerous gamble. It hopes to scavenge leftovers from the bear's kill. If it gets too close, the bear will kill it. If it stays too far, it gets nothing. Its journey is driven by instinct and sheer resilience. It is a tiny white speck against the infinite blue-white of the Arctic. Part V, the season of renewal and conflict. Finally, the sun changes its angle. The grip of winter loosens. As spring begins, sunlight melts the snow. The sound of dripping water replaces the howling wind. Early flowers push through the earth, explosions of color against the gray mud. Moose emerge from the timber to feed on new growth. They are gaunt, their ribs showing that they have survived. They eat voraciously, rebuilding strength for the coming birthing season. The cycle of life turns the page. As summer fades into autumn, a change comes over the male moose. The bull moose regrow their velvet-covered antlers. These are the fastest-growing bones in the animal kingdom. They are heavy, cumbersome, and magnificent. Rival males confront each other. Initially, it is a silent display of dominance. They sway their heads, showing off the width of their racks. They are sizing each other up, beginning the rituals that define their hierarchy. Then the velvet falls off, revealing hard bone. The rutting season is here. Fully grown antlers signal the height of the moose rut. Deep, guttural calls echo across the tundra. It is a haunting sound. Bulls prepare for battles that will determine mating rights. These are not skirmishes, they are violent clashes. The sound of antlers cracking together is like a gunshot. They push with thousands of pounds of force. The winner passes on his genes. The loser may die of his wounds. On the open prairie, the bison follow a similar rhythm. Bison bulls collide in violent contests during their rut. They are like hairy boulders crashing into each other. The dust rises. The ground shakes. This is Plains of Thunder. The victor claims mating rights, ensuring the continuation of his lineage. It seems cruel, but this competition ensures that only the strongest genetics are passed to the calves that will later fill the plains. 22. Life between seasons. With conflict behind them, the bison return to grazing. The adrenaline fades. They resume their migration, reshaping the ecosystem with their movement. Their hooves aerate the soil. Their dung fertilizes the grass. They are a quiet but powerful force of the plains, the gardeners of the grasslands. Part VI, the mountain ghost. Our journey ends in the rugged plateaus of the Americas. A puma stalks guanacos across the rocks. She is the mountain ghost. Her camouflage is perfect against the tawny stone. She is not just a hunter, she is a mother. Her stealth, strength, and maternal dedication allow her to raise cubs in the shadows. She must kill not only for herself, but to produce milk for her young. Every failed hunt is a step closer to tragedy for her family. We see the cubs. They are spotted and clumsy. They grow through play, wrestling with each other, learning to pin and bite. These games are rehearsals for murder. Their mother tirelessly provides. She brings back weakened prey, allowing them to practice. She is teaching them essential survival skills. She is downloading the software of a perfect mountain predator into their minds. As the wheel of the year turns back to winter, snow falls on the plateau. The snowshoe hares don their white coats, disappearing into the powder. They move cautiously. But the puma is waiting. She strikes with explosive precision. It is over in a second. She ends the hare's story to continue her own. This is the final truth of the wild. Life feeds on life. There is no malice, only necessity. As we look back on these stories, from the wolf protecting his pups to the bison plowing through snow, from the patient lynx to the resilient fox, we see a common thread: resilience. Nature is not cruel, it is indifferent. It does not care if you are tired. It does not care if you are cold. It only asks one question: do you have the will to survive? The animals we've met today teach us that when the winter comes in our own lives, when we face hardships, scarcity, or overwhelming odds,
it is the
we
law
have
of
choices.
the wild, life feeding on life, the natural cycle completing.
We can be like the wolf and rely on our community. We can be like the bison and plow through the obstacles with sheer grit. Or we can be like the lynx, adapting our skills to fit the new environment. If this journey into the wild stirred something in your spirit, if you felt the cold wind and the thrill of the hunt, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button. Join our pack. We explore the untold stories of the natural world every week, and we don't want you to miss the next adventure.